because I was going crazy. I think me, Olivia, and Chappell can all agree. Like, I was unwell. And I'm a sucker for the way that you move, babe.
I'm gonna hear you right now.
Promises spoken, all coming back as a lie.
I understand why people are interested, because humans are naturally curious creatures. But I don't give a fuck, because they're never right. Writing the album was like my favorite part of that time. I had so much fun. I was writing lyrics, smiling ear to ear, like so happy to get things off my chest. I felt immense freedom. I literally have never had a better time writing an album, which is hilarious because the album is like truly miserable. I named it Wishbone because I think relationships remind me a lot of wishbones. It's like the only wishing ritual that requires two people, but a wishbone requires two people and they essentially make a bet against each other. And they're like, hey, I want my wish to come true, so let's do this. You might win and get your dreams come true, but I also might win, and if I win, then you get nothing. And it reminded me a lot of, I don't know, breakups and relationships, and I was also it was the time of my life where I was very superstitious because I was going crazy.
Got way too drunk off the vodka cranberry.
It just felt like a song that encapsulated the entire album. A lot of the feelings that I hit on the album all get, I don't know, summed up in Vodka Cranberry. It felt like the right song to kind of give people a taste of what's gonna be on the whole thing. I think I have been around on Earth long enough to know that I am so entirely unspecial and not unique in any way whatsoever. And I think that when it comes to things that we experience in life, we all feel the same things, and even like super niche stuff, like someone wearing one specific hat over and over and over, and it's a polo cap, is like so ununique to me. There are so many people on Earth who also wear that polo cap. So to me, I'm like, I can get as specific as I want in any song because I know that I don't matter and that I'm just like everyone else.
You won't end things that I will.
One thing that I did a lot while I was working on the album was go back to Texas. My best friend Ashley still lives back home there. And every time I was back, I felt like I remembered a part of me that was so huge that I'd forgotten. So I had to film those music videos in Texas because it needed to be rooted visually in a place where I actually grew up and where I felt like I actually was myself. And it was so surreal and strange being back in my home state doing these videos because it was like, oh, well, when I'm here, I'm normally just like Texas me, but now I'm like filming these videos, but also these videos are so indicative of my own actual life. So it was like so meta and strange and awesome and truly magical.
Your cigarette breath, thick on your open mouth.
Caramel is about romanticizing the past. I think that in any breakup, if you give it enough time, I think in most breakups, obviously excluding a few, can kind of trick yourself into thinking that the time was a little bit better than it actually was. And the whole song is me kind of looking back at like little things, you know, like cigarette breath. Like cigarette breath is so nasty. Ew. But then, give it enough time and you smell cigarette breath on someone and all of a sudden all these memories rush back and you're like, oh yeah, like cups of coffee and like, I don't know, maple syrup and like all these feelings that I had around cigarette breath. It's about looking back at something and over time the memories have caramelized and become sweeter than they actually were, and then you kind of wish that you could have them back.
You caramel.
I write every song by myself in my bed or the floor. Sometimes I get all my blankets and I put them on the floor. All I need is a bed. I can write in any bed, but it usually has to be a bed. And then I bring them to my producer, Dan Nigro, and then we produce them in his garage. So that's the vibe. Pretty simple. I've been doing that since I was 18, and it's just my favorite thing on earth to do. Yeah, I've made my entire career with Dan, and I think the biggest thing for me that I've learned from him is he's always encouraged me to make mistakes and to be myself and follow my gut, and he is extremely diligent and really fucking cares, which is hard to find in life. If you meet someone who really cares about something, that's a really great, special person. You should keep them around. Thanks, Dan. I think me, Olivia, and Chappell can all agree. I'm not gonna put words in their mouth, but I'm gonna make this statement. I think we all wish that we made So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings. I can't even say the title. Imagine me trying to write it. So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings by Caroline Polachek is the song that we're all like, God damn it. That is such a banger. Oh my God, that fucking song is so good. And if you haven't streamed So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings by Caroline Polachek, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So hot, you're hurting my feelings.
I mean, I feel like no matter who you are, whether you like are in school or you're like at your first job, it's so important to have people who you relate to and can kind of confide in. And obviously Liv has been the best friend. She gives great advice. And I feel like anyone who's listened to Sour or Guts can attest that she is a great advice giver.
Our love is a threat, and I'm not sure, scares me to death.
It was funny, when I was writing my first album, my A&R had written down all the times that I mentioned dying. And he was like, you need to get this number. You've mentioned dying like 20 times. Like, we need to get dying down to like 10 times. But I think with Nauseous, it was just another moment where I was like, there's no other way to put it than you've scared me to death. Like, the thought of having to be vulnerable right now is terrifying, and I don't want to do it. And you're so wonderful that I know that if I let you in and if I let you really love me, you could really, truly devastate me.
Then I will.
It's very cathartic and very like, I don't know, it helps me immensely. I think sometimes things are painful in the moment, and then having 20,000 people scream it back at you really does make you kind of forget how bad something was. So I feel very lucky, and I'm just glad people are willing to come to shows and scream with me. I think people can show up in their jammies if they want to. I'll probably be in my jammies a little bit on stage as well, so I hope that some people wear jammies, but I hope that people wear whatever they want and just feel like they're having a good time. I named it the Wishbone Pajama Show because I wrote so much of the album in bed that it felt like I needed to kind of bring like the feelings that I had while I was in bed onto stage, because everyone knows like the best day of school ever was always pajama day, and I kind of just want like pajama day every day of my life. Fans can expect to go on a journey and simultaneously in one night cry, lose your mind laughing, scream, lose your voice, hopefully pee a little in your pants. That's all.
Everything comes back around. I still feel like the class clown.
Class Clowns, I think Class Clown might be my favorite on the album. To me, it scratches an itch in a song that I haven't heard before, that I've always felt, which is this feeling of like, there's no other way to put it than gesturing. I think that in life, you spend your whole life kind of like becoming someone or trying to be someone, trying to be a version of yourself that's presentable or better or entertaining or funny or cool or all these things. And I've always felt like my whole entire life has been me kind of gesturing to people, I always I've been trying to explain it to people as this feeling of like when you're at a dinner party and you feel kind of out of place and you make a joke and everyone laughs. And in that moment, there's like this brief second where you are surrounded by everyone laughing and you know in that moment that you are truly invisible. Like you have successfully distracted everyone from the fact that you exist. And that's what I feel like I do all the time. I'm covered in all these layers of sarcasm, but then at the end of the day, you listen to the album and like, there's nothing funny about it.
Is it done believing you might love me too?
I started writing songs because I was lonely. I didn't have friends. Are you surprised? And I just wanted someone to talk to, and when I put those songs up online, I was hoping for somebody to tell me that I wasn't alone. And then thousands of people told me that I wasn't alone. So I feel very grateful and very seen. And my fans should know that they're seen, and that's a threat.